Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how I made these lanterns. They've got battery operated tea lights inside. Obviously you can't see very well at the moment because the light's too bright in here, but if you're in low light they really do look lovely. I'm not going to show you this one this evening because the painting takes too long, but I am going to show you how to do this. So the cardstock you're going to need is a piece of real red that measures 10 3/8 inches by 5 3/4 inches, and you will need 4 pieces of vellum cardstock which measure 2.5 inches by 3 inches. The first job you need to do is to score the cardstock, and on the 5 3/4 inch side you need to score at 3 1/4, and then on the long side you need to score at 2 1/2, 5, these are all inches, 7 1/2 inches and 10 inches. Once you have done that, you need to use the star confetti punch to punch along the top here, and this really is by luck, but the gap in here is the same width as this, which means if you put your cardstock in so that you line up with this line here, I can't do it at the moment because I need to lean my head across. Okay, so I'm lining up the edge with that, and then you'll find if you punch there it will line up brilliantly for the edge, and then as you move it along and line that up with your stars, it does it without going over the creases, and I stopped when I came to the edge. So once you've done this piece you need to punch out the, not punch out the shapes, cut out the shapes, and this is where the big shot comes in. With the magnetic board it's absolutely super, and I'm using the Stars Framelits dies, and I'm using number 2. I always start counting mine from the inside. The smaller the die, the smaller the number, so I'm using number 2. And I put my cardstock in and I line this underneath the stars. I like my point to go up, so these two come down and they are just touching the score line there, because the actual cutting line is on the inside of the die, so I'm going to have that much gap between the base and the top, and also it means it will miss that star as well. So I put my other cutting plate on top, crank it through, save the star because I feel another idea coming on for there, and then we have the cut. Well, I'm not going to sit here and do all of them because that can be quite time consuming, so I can move that out of the way and move that out of the way. As you can tell, I've got quite a small workspace here. Anyway, here's the one that I did earlier. Can you still see that? Yes, that's back. With the 4 vellum pieces you need to put those through the what's this, Lucky Stars Textured Impressions embossing folder, so you get the stars on there. I think you can probably see that beautifully there. Okay, so those 4 are all done. We need to cut this, and with the score lines on this very narrow piece here, which is 3/8 of an inch, you need to cut that right off. And then just cut up on these lines. And what I tend to do is cut off either side of the lines, so I take out a very, very thin strip. It saves any kind of overlapping. And the third one. And before I start folding, I'm going to adhere my vellum pieces to this. Oh, that's coming off by itself, that one. That's good. Okay. And the way I'm going to do this, I have a silicone sheet here because I'm going to use my snail. What I need to do is get some snail right on the edge here, but without going over the stars, because that's going to go right the way through. So the way I do this is I just put a little piece in between all the stars and then one line along here, so that, I don't know if you can see that I've got a thin line along there. I can't see from here whether it's shining or not, but I'm sure you know what I mean. I'm going to do all of these. If you do find that you've gone over any of the edges once you've got your vellum on, it's quite easy to get rid of all the stickiness by going over it with your Embossing Buddy. Now when you put your pieces down, decide which you want facing outwards, whether you want the embossed or debossed. And you find that that fits over just beautifully. Right. On the one that I've already made that's sitting by the side of me, that one I did with the debossed on the outside. These ones I'm making sure the embossed goes on the outside. But I'm not sure that I've made the glue come down far enough, but we'll see. There we go. And then we need to fold all our creases, and do use your bone folder for this because it will give you nice firm creases. When you fold over the other direction, be careful when you go over the stars because that is a little bit more fragile. That bit's okay, but when you come up here, be careful with that. Just make sure it's all lining up nice and straight. I'm going the right way. I really am very impressed with the way the star punch fits in nicely with the size that I've done, and honestly that really was luck. Now to stick this together I'm going to use red sticky strip. Just one piece on the end. Like that. adhere that down. We're backing off of that. If you lay that over and close that down. Okay, so that's fine. And then the join, which is that one there, I want that at the back. So this is going to be my my last fold. Okay, so they're going to be going down like that. That's the back. So this side is all nice and smooth. That all fits in nicely together. So the way I'm going to stick this is with Tombow, and I'm going to do just a little I think I'm getting quite empty here. So that's one. If you do this quite quickly, you're okay to, it will give you a bit of time to move. And 3. Make sure I get the outside of that because that's the top one. There we go. Just squeeze it together, make sure it's all nice and square. Upside down. And there we go. And I should have a spare candle here. There we are. So there we go. There's my project today. This is, no, turn it round, that's the back. There we go. I think that's pretty cute, don't you? I hope you give it a try. Anyway, thank you for watching my video today. If you have any questions, please contact me. Let's bring Father Christmas back in again. I'll be happy to help you. If you've enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button on the top right hand side of the screen. If you'd like to buy any of the Stampin' Up products featured here, please click on the URL that you can see in the writing below towards the bottom of your screen, and that'll take you straight to my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio!